Story time. So, a young mother of two in California, married to a loving husband, no concerns in her family life, decided to become a surrogate. She thought that she could help other people become mothers and she could make some money on the side to also help take care of her small family. So she did her research and she got registered with an agency that dealt with surrogacy. Not too long after, she got matched with a couple from China, because surrogacy is actually illegal in China. And when they first met, there were good vibes all around. And these good vibes continued up until they had the embryo transfer. And thankfully, at the very first transfer, she got pregnant. And everyone was thrilled and excited. Now, at 6 weeks, when she went for her first scan, shocker, there was twins, even though one embryo had been transferred. Now, this is not so rare as people think because there's a possibility of one embryo splitting and then we end up with twins. So it wasn't the intended outcome. But then, of course, everyone was excited, especially the Chinese couple, because they were basically getting two children when they had planned for just one initially. The surrogate was a bit anxious because a twin pregnancy is a high-risk pregnancy, and also she'd never carried twins before. But thankfully, her pregnancy went straightforward, and she had two beautiful twin boys by cesarean section. Now, she didn't get to see the babies because as a surrogate, sometimes to reduce any emotional toll or psychological bonding with the babies are often taken away and given to the intended parents or biological parents. However, later a photo was shown to her and she saw that they were not identical, not at all. She didn't want to think too much about it because as a surrogate, you don't want to come off as being weird or beginning to want to cause problems or make the situation messy. So she kept quiet about it, went back to her family life. But then everything sort of came up again when they got a message from the Chinese couple saying, "Have you noticed how different they look?" And that was where more investigations were done, including a DNA test, which now showed that one of those twin boys was biologically the surrogate's baby, while the other twin boy was for the Chinese couple. Yes, it's very rare, but it can happen. It's something we call superfetation, which happens where a woman who is pregnant gets pregnant again. Can't believe I'm saying that. Yes. So there's some people who ovulate while they're pregnant, which is something that biologically shouldn't happen, but it happens in some people and it happened in this patient. So just a few weeks, probably after she got pregnant with the Chinese baby's embryo, she got pregnant naturally by her husband. And that's why during their scans, they were showing two different ages, but clinicians thought that it was just those slight differences we have between twins. Now, of course, with this situation, everything became messy. Lawyers got involved. I won't bore you with all the stories. A lot of money was spent on both sides, but eventually they got to resolve things. And then the surrogate got her biological child and the Chinese couple stayed with theirs. Now, this sounds like a horror story for anyone who is thinking about surrogacy, but thankfully this is rare. Most surrogacy stories are very straightforward with no concerns. The lesson behind telling the story is just to explain why you need a lot of research before you go into surrogacy and also get some legal advice and a lawyer involved. For more information about this, please check the Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority website, HFEA, which is the governing body for anything fertility in the UK. So please comment what you think about this story or any stories you know about surrogacy. Like this video, share it, and follow me for more tips.